sure. Oh my God, everybody's watching. Come on.
And then on the flip side, we have Sentinels, our first look at the defending champions from Reykjavik. I think for a lot of people, you know, it's been waiting on bated breath to see what this team will do when they step onto stage here for the first for LAN after a few months.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think much needs to be said about this team other than the fact that they are the best team in the world, and pretty much everybody out there knows that. Kakuga, your LAN.
I mean, I love Sentinels. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, they went through the entire Masters 2 without dropping a single map. Is that going to change today, though?
Is it? What's your thought?
What's up?
I think so.
You think that? You think they're dropping a map?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I mean, if we had the
About
3
ready to
map
fucking
on the
die.
best match, this one
Oh.
completely deserves
The,
to
Again, I hope so. I hope so, because I want to see Sentinels challenged like that in a way that they weren't in Reykjavik. But I have to wonder, because having the opportunity to speak to those players on the stage in Reykjavik when they won, it almost felt too easy for them.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I love to push the whole NA are the best region in the world, and they are, I am definitely not a fan of one team just being able to have everything handed to them. And
NA
while
dominating,
it'd be great
dude.
to see them win once again and actually set off their
Well,
debut here in
Sentinels,
Berlin
yeah,
that
is
well.
gonna be
I
the,
actually think that I would like to see
number one
Sentinels have
contender.
that challenge. And with this rejuvenated G2, I think that'd be the perfect example of kicking that off.
Well, while Sentinels is a titanic team,
I gotta
think we
figure
do
out where to
have
put my
take a
cam
closer
so
look
that it
at the roster of
doesn't-
G2
It's
that
'cause
aims to
CS
take
is
them
still
down
king into you
today. For
right
me,
now.
in
No.
the first match that G2 had, eyes were on Kellogg's.
Yeah, completely. And I feel like for this one as well, because we said
It'd
that
be
it
more
was his
competitive
debut
if
on LAN, but
it
he's
wasn't the
still,
case.
you know, under the look of everybody. We know this team. We've seen them hundreds of times. I mean, not hundreds. I mean, we obviously want more of them because we have a Boba and Nuki coming from Heretics, Coldamenta coming from Asen, Mixwell staying just the only
People
one,
wanna
the
you just
original one. But if
shit
there
on,
is a G2 that can
Valorant
beat
or what?
Sentinels, it's this roster.
Not
I
really.
don't know.
they're
I
just
mean, I totally see it. I
Counter-Strike
think
still
G2 have done a
the
good job to synergize over the time that they've
number
had
one
together.
go-to.
We've already seen them play together here at Masters Berlin so far. They went up against F4Q, and they did say to themselves, and we even saw it at the start, they said, we didn't expect it to be as hard as it was. We didn't expect it to be that much of a challenge.
Right,
But I reckon
so,
coming off the back of that game, they can kind of
White.
refocus themselves, remind
That's
themselves
one
what
thing
their
I don't
strengths
know.
are, ready to come into this.
Dude, every time I try to
who's
play
ultimately gonna be
MTG
the
on my
difference
phone,
maker here in this one?
it,
we
um,
did point at Kellogg's.
I do have a head-to-head that I really want to look into.
Okay.
it has an
that'll be
update for it.
Shazam against Coldamenta.
Yeah.
Because it's, you know, it's the mind duel. We
all
know
about
that
the
They've
there's,
been
battle
doing a lot
line.
of
the
updates lately.
workload for Shazam is just bigger because they don't have a coach. They don't really need it. I mean, for now, we're actually going to look at Coldamenta first. He is the IGL for the team, also playing Sova most of the time, but he is the one that makes the plan. Obviously, he's followed by another 4 amazing players.
Yeah, and I mean, Coldamenta, as you say, came originally from Ascend. He's come into G2 Esports from there. These huge brains, Shazam as well, going up against him. I've heard that Shazam has watched like a cajillion VODs coming into Masters Berlin, as you say.
It's
They don't
the
have
workload.
a coach, dude.
It's
Serpent's
amazing, yeah.
My eyes would
kicking
fall out
my
of my
plan
skull.
here.
If you compare it, knowing that G2
avoid that.
has the manager, the coach,
Heavy
the
protection
analyst, they
from
have all these
multicolored
teams
is,
behind them, plus their brilliant
pretty fucking
minds.
good.
So, yeah.
I mean, every time I talk to a player on Sentinels, they are never afraid to laud Shazam for how much effort he puts into the prep for the team and how much of a difference maker he
This dude's
is. Let's
hairdo
remind
is
everybody
unique.
The roster of the team that took home the trophy in Iceland just a couple months ago. It's Sick, it's Dapper Shazam, Tens, the big pickup, of course, and Zoms to close it out.
Let's take a look at the duels here. So it would be Zoms versus Avova, then Tens versus Kellogg's, Shazam against Coldamenta. I think that Sick and Dapper will, you know, as they're more flexible, maybe not Sapper, but Sick is, will be, you know, face more against Mixwell. I feel like, I've been waiting for this match my entire life, I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, it's interesting actually because you mentioned Sick there, and I think for me, Sick is going to be one of those players to look at as a difference maker, because when you think of a team like G2 who don't really stick to characteristic agent compositions, they like to change things up. Sick being one of the most flexible players in this entire game,
Pulling for
is
100
going
Thieves.
to be the guy who can take on all those different roles and instantly adapt to whatever it is they think G2 can bring out.
Well, you brought up the Coldamenta Shazam.
Did you watch their
matchup,
match
so let's
yesterday?
Look at the Shazam side of
What's
that
that?
matchup.
You watched,
The
100 Thieves
IGL
match
for
yesterday?
Sentinels, the man with
Yeah,
all
I
the
watched some of it.
strats, and he's got
Didn't
a
catch all
shot
of
to
it.
boot.
I mean, his stats are pretty good. I would say pretty amazing. I mean, all things considered, the workload is amazing for him. So for him to have an average combat score over 200 says a lot about him.
Yeah, I mean, even in the final that they played against 100 Thieves over in NA, there were certain maps where Shazam was just, he was up there. I mean, he and Tens are always side by side, hand in hand. It is a romance that we all love to see. But, and he's rivaling his kind of statistics, even though Tens is pretty much going to be always playing on a duelist, and Shazam a lot of the time is on Sova.
I mean, Tens, right? That to me is the difference maker when it comes to the play itself. Everybody's excited to see that move. He even said in the winner's interview on stage in Iceland, "I hope I can stay on this team." It became a reality not too long after that. And so for me, it's all about the growth of this team. They were the story of a roster recently put together with him as an addition coming into Iceland, and were able to achieve so much. So how much more can they achieve with the time they've had? Let's go ahead and hear from the Reykjavik champions themselves, as they no doubt aim to take home Berlin.
My name's Shazam, and I play for Team Sentinels. Yeah, we feel pretty confident. Feels like Masters 2, we went in there like with a lot to prove, since it was the first time on like international stage, and now like coming in, like we know we're top dogs, so it's a lot more comfortable feeling knowing like some teams weren't as unknown before as they are now. Outside of NA, I think the strongest region's the EU. You know, I watch a lot of the EU region. I think the team's really strong, but I'm still interested in seeing like Korea. I think their region is strong. We just matched up really well against their playstyle. We can't underestimate anyone. Teams went through roster changes. They got a better idea of like how they want to look. Also, just like a better understanding of how we play, since all eyes are on us. We've added like another layer to our gameplay where we won't hopefully be as easy to read, and you know, teams can't necessarily expect what we're gonna do.
Chance can't access his abilities, but he has the ability to shoot the classic, and he's shooting the classic, and everyone dies!
I definitely think we're the closest team by far. You know, we're not just coworkers or teammates, we're really good friends. I think that plays a huge role in why we play so well together, is like that like trust and like people fulfilling their roles that they have to. Yeah, my favorite memory from my VCT career is definitely winning Iceland. It's just crazy to win like the first international tournament. There's like no way to describe that feeling. That's definitely by far like a memory I'll hold forever, I'm sure. The like insane amount of like growth with our fan base, like it definitely motivates us. And there's a lot of people like counting on us and like rooting for us, and like the biggest thing is that we don't want to let them down. So like no matter what, like even if we're qualified for champions, like Hero Masters, like we don't want to let them down. We want like our fans to know, like, you know, they're rooting for the best team. Like we got them. I know all eyes are on us. I still think NA is the strongest region, even though EU teams are gunning for us. I mean, I feel like the pressure's on you guys. You know what we're capable of, and don't underestimate us.
I mean, they look humble. Shazam just looks humble, but then if we look at the social media from both teams,
Lord.
that is a different conversation.
If you have not been on Twitter recently, please do yourselves a favor right now and go check out the banter between G2 and Sentinels, because it's just top tier.
Well, it's something I was when we were talking about the fact that Sentinels don't have a coach, and you were like, yeah, you know, it's a team manager, team whatever. I was thinking, yeah, and a team owner who's going to hire a plane, just a plane, just going to be taking an innocent plane through the skies of Berlin.
If they win this matchup, I wonder what he'll rent next. A cruise ship to go sailing through the harbor or something?
It doesn't matter.
Who knows?
What I really like about this matchup is that we're going to have it twice, so we're actually going to give double the banter. So, I mean...
well, no, because if G2 lose this one, it's going to be a plane that just says, sorry, Sentinels.
Yeah, no, the banter has been incredible, and I think that, again, the players are going to be feeling that energy when they step on the stage. I have a question for the both of you, though. When you are in G2's seat right now, and you're staring down the possibility of taking down Sentinels, when they didn't drop a map at Reykjavik, where do you even start to cobble together a strategy to take them down here?
It's the long run, obviously, for them, but I feel like G2 being the team that probably has changed the most during the last 3 months, testing a lot of different agent compositions and changes within the roster itself. I feel like it comes a lot to the surprise, because, I mean, you've used so many things that they don't know what you're going to use next.
Look, if I'm G2, I'm not going to judge myself and my abilities against a team that was at an event that I wasn't at. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I'm not going to look to that and be like, oh my God, this is what Sentinels achieved when they were at Reykjavik. That's so I wasn't there. I couldn't prove myself against them there. So I'm just going to worry about this. The game has changed. We spoke with Sean earlier on the first desk that I was here with Sean and Yinsu, and we were talking about how the game has changed. The meta has changed since then. And if I'm G2, I'm also going to worry way more about what I am good at and what I can improve in my own kind of endemic flaws rather than worrying about their stuff, because that's how you get in your own head. That's how you actually start seeing yourself as below that tier.
Stage is nuts.
I think that it's true. The game has changed a lot, and I feel like there is not that big of a difference between teams anymore, because just as G2 last year was on top and it became to a point where it wasn't anymore, we were talking yesterday about Envy, how they're always third and fourth, but the game keeps going. New metas, new changes, new teams, but they're still on that position. For Sentinels, it's the first position, but it's not going to be that stable forever.
I also do have to wonder, in Sentinel's position, how much pressure they're feeling because of the precedent they set. Right? I mean, you're going to maybe start to worry that first time you go down in a map where you hadn't prior. Maybe start second-guessing some of the decisions you've made.
You're not going to start worrying they're professional fucking gamers.
Your own game. That's what got Sentinels the championship the first time around. That could very well be what gets G2 the championship this time.
Well, it's almost like the Vision Strikers effect that we spoke about the other day, where it's like you come in as the team that has all of the expectations on you, and suddenly it's a bit more restrictive. You don't have as much freedom to just kind of allow yourself to do your thing because you're aware of that. That said, just judging by the way that Shazam has spoken and the general attitude that we see from Sentinels, I'm not entirely convinced that they are a team who is feeling tons of pressure right now. I think that one of the things that makes Sentinels so good is their mental fortitude and their own
I feel like playing a death match in between here.
And it's not only that. I mean, at some point, they're going to drop a map in this series. I mean, they have to. Just one. Come on. It cannot be that dominant again.
I don't know.
I don't think they're going to drop a match.
They're playing twice against G2.
I will believe it when I see it.
It was actually written into their contracts, like, you can come to Berlin, but only if you agree to drop a map. We need the story.
Yeah, but you were talking about they're still superior. I mean, they have to drop at some point. The pressure, right? About everybody looking, oh my God, it's Sentinels again. They're going to do great. And if they lose a map, people are going to be like, you know, they had to lose at some point.
Yeah, every undefeated streak comes to an end at some point. Perhaps it'll be today. We are going to take a moment to head to a quick break. When we come back, we'll be stepping on stage with G2 and Sentinels.
I didn't realize how long this shit is.
Match found.
Whoa.
Deathmatch. Warm up.
I'm not a fan of this new map, by the way. I'm assuming you haven't played it yet. Oh my God. God damn it. Have you played any Valorant recently? Bauer, can you hear me?
Yeah, I know. I just had a phone call.
Oh, you're good. Okay.
Dude, the new,
Pink?
oh, man.
New what?
Nothing. I'm just stalemated in this fucking game right now. If he gets some counter spells, it's fine. He's got a lot of trample now, though, so he might start attacking.
Will they try the same old tricks?
Have you played any Valorant lately?
Okay.
Not much.
Play a new map yet?
No, I haven't played since I downloaded the update and it said I couldn't play Valorant, so I didn't really play.
That sucks. I'm not a fan. It's a lot to manage. And the sites are really small.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll just take a minute to get used to, but...
Fire's out.
Oh no. Eyeball. Yo, dude. No. How's that not a headshot, dude? What the fuck? Bro, if I get shot in the back one more fucking time. It's gonna be this guy. I'm on a fucking rampage right now.
Buried.
No, 123. I'm just slightly off. Okay, okay, okay. I don't understand. I don't understand that.
One down.
Bro, stop it. Thank you for crouching into that. Much obliged.
Enemy down.
Ooh. Bro, fuck you.
kills remaining.
What? Oh shit, game's on. Oh no, this is free play.
1 kill remaining.
Play this game out.
Dominating.
And that's it.
I say that was a good job.
Rotates over to A side to support Shazam, but the other members of Sentinel stay put. Sentinels are careful to not over-rotate too early here, as they've only spotted 1 or 2 members of Newturn at this point. Newturn are now ready to enter the site. Suggest kicks things off by tossing in a paint shell to the corner of A short. Sick mollies the A short entrance in response to keep him out. But it's going to take more than that to slow down Suggest. He bounces over the molly with his blast packs, landing safely onto A site with his showstopper locked and loaded in hand. But Sentinels are nowhere to be found. That's because they've opted for the retake strategy already this round. Rather than risk a 2v5 fight, Sick and Shazam hang back at the defender's spawn, giving control of A site to Newturn while they wait for the rest of the teammates to arrive for a group push. High-level Valorant is all about
Everybody
risk
needs to watch this
calculation.
right now.
On the surface, it may seem strange that they're allowing Newturn a free spike plant, but in the bigger picture, that's a smaller price to pay than losing 2 players in an early, unfavorable fight. Now, Newturn get the spike planted and Sentinels group up in spawn. The retake's about to begin, and it's already a 4v5 in favor of Sentinels after Shazam scored a lucky pick by spraying through a smoke. Sentinels kick off their retake by activating a gravity well on top of the spike, attempting to catch whoever planted
Nothing. I was just
They hook
complaining about
suggested,
the guy
setting up for an easy
BMing
kill
in
for Sick in
a
head.
fucking
From this position,
historic
Sick
brawl game.
can't see any more opponents.
He already played
His
the card
teammates
where
in
my
A
creatures
tunnel
couldn't block,
have
and he
a
had
raid on a
more than
lap.
enough damage to kill
Revealed
me.
his location in hell by tossing a
And
smoke,
he's still, like,
and then
playing
just
cards
a
and-
moment ago, they communicate this to Sick, who goes for a crazy play to catch Allow off guard. Sick curves a flash into hell, drops down immediately, taking Allow out with a headshot. However, Allow manages to take Dapper down with him in the scramble. Sentinels aren't concerned though, as they still have 2 players over Newturn. Now, we've seen it happen on our end, but let's check in with Shazam to hear what was going through his head during this play.
Zoms immediately uses his Astra ult to cut off the chokes of the site. So they have to get the bomb down, and now they have to decide if they're going to sit in empty corners of the site or if people are going to play outside the site. It kind of like splits them off, and the retake is set up immediately. Everyone rotates in. I leave Heaven to set up a recon dart, scan who's on site. Zoms has a gravity wall on default that gets Sick to kill, and then he usually flashes out of Heaven. And now the recon dart's cleared every corner of site. Sick gets the kill under Heaven. We know the remaining 2 have to be outside of the site because they were behind Astra's ultimate. It's just like protocol to follow for these retakes, and it was good on me and Sick to recognize that, you know, they're committing to A site. You need to give up control and play retake in that scenario. You shouldn't try to go for a kill and lose man disadvantage, because as you can see, like, everyone's utility matters for this retake. So you can't be like half trying to hold the site and like half committed to the retake. Like, we fully just left the site, and that's how the round played out for us.
The remaining Newturn players, Solo and Lucky, are split off earlier to check for lurkers. They now hold their defensive positions and wait for Sentinels to approach. Zoms and Shazam locate
Gonna ban
Solo
all
and
these
swing the
people
corner together to increase their
putting
chances
ads
of winning
in
the
my
fight. Solo dies to the hands of
shit.
Zoms, but he's able to take Shazam out with him. The decision to peek this corner as a pair is another great example of Sentinel's resource management and awareness. While they could have gone for a 1v1, they knew that sending 2 players would increase their chance of eliminating him, even if it meant training 1 player. In their current position of a man advantage, trading is extremely valuable as it decreases Newturn's potential to make a comeback while maintaining their overall lead. When attempting a retake, always be aware of what resources you have over your opponents and how you can spend those resources to maintain an advantage. As the last man standing for Newturn, Lakia finds himself in a tricky spot. He waits patiently for Sick to start defusing and is able to score the kill. But little did he know, Tens was waiting right around
watch
the
this.
corner ready to strike. Tens finishes it off.
I mean, like,
I'll watch the go through and everything.
yeah, look, like 5 minutes of little pro tips. Okay, that's fine.
Yep.
Maybe a couple plays, but like, I don't That's a lot. I'm gonna play a deathmatch.
Match found. Deathmatch. Warm up.
Ooh.
They're going to scatter from my stuff. Super easy to pick off.
Fight.
I need to change my binds too. Is a pistol considered a secondary? Yeah, right. Pistol secondary. So I can do. Oh, I can do that. I can't do that. Let's jump. Wow. How?
Dominating.
Ooh, you're dinked. And he killed me still. You gotta be kidding me. Yep, he died. I'm getting shit on right now. Hey now.
Got one.
Oh my god. Ooh.
Get out of
No, almost pulled it off.
Loosen up.
We'll get shit on.
Ten kills remaining.
Come on, bro. Wow. Really need to work on my counter strafing.
Dropped.
5 kills remaining.
I don't understand that.
Ciao.
Yo. What?
One kill remaining.
No.
Black, green light, black. Green red.
Could throw a little magic on the
I also feel like Sentinels would
on the
be,
second screen, but
kind of weird if they wanted to play Ascent against G2.
I don't have that kind of
Even though
attention
the
span.
rules have Not been okay.
All right.
The best lately. I still feel like it's a pretty strong map for them.
For me, what I would like to see is G2 get to go to Icebox,
Yeah,
because
it's a
when they
must.
played against F4Q, that was the map they had banned against them. But I feel like it's a map that G2 are very strong at. They feel very comfortable there. So
Really?
I think if you're them, you would like to go there.
All right, well, it'll be Sentinels that gets to choose 2 of the 3 maps in this map
Oh,
select.
then the
Worst
first one has
cascade
to be
ever.
split.
Yeah?
Because G2 has only played it once. They were pretty consistent on the defense and yada yada. But I mean, only one. We expect changes. We expect to shine, and G2 expected Sentinels to pick that map. For
All right,
sure.
we're diving straight into your prime game.
Okay.
Map select here. Waiting for the bans first, but as the 2 of you predicted Breeze and Ascent, we'll see if that holds true here in just a moment.
I mean, I have the Ascent one pretty sure. Maybe I doubt a little bit on the Breeze one
Okay.
from G2, but yeah.
I'm still really waiting for that Breeze play. I just want to see the map here one
we
time.
haven't
This probably
got
isn't
to
the
see
series
it.
for it, I agree, but I would love
I
to see
know,
it.
it's just too high stakes.
I hate Breeze.
But I think there is that, you know. You hate Breeze?
I hate Breeze.
You're for it. I hate Split, so...
You hate Split?
Yes, I'm a Sofa player.
I love Split. I love Split.
Oh my
okay.
god.
Okay.
Kuka
Okay.
and I just became best friends over Split. Ascent is out, though, so correct on the prediction there. Sentinels has no desire.
That was
Go to-
the obvious one,
Go
I
to
would say.
Ascent. Okay. We'll see what follows here. It's Breeze to
Ooh.
follow, so
I'm
Split
so
still in.
sorry.
2 for
Yeah.
2 right now.
It should be the first pick if I'm not in the wrong, and Sentinels gets to pick their first map because of what I said. It's not only that, I feel like Sentinels have gotten so okay. Thank you very much, Sentinels.
Nice.
That's what we like to see.
Sentinels don't like me then. I see how it is.
They have swapped Dapper from to Killjoy, and I feel like they're so strong on the defense. Also, you know, it feels like it's the right thing to do, but we don't know what G2 has prepared for this map. Still, it's the first time that they're going to test it if they do.
I think it's natural that they choose defense, though, to kick things off. Now it is G2's opportunity to pick a map. We were saying it's got to be Icebox. That's where they've had success before. We'll see if they agree with us, though.
Yeah, what are your options? Because they lost combined against F4Q that showed like a weak face of them. Okay,
Yeah,
you were in the
okay,
right.
good,
Yeah,
good,
I feel like
good,
this
good.
was a must.
I feel like this is one of those maps where G2 will really have the opportunity to play into their own play style. And talking about how, you know, what they have to do to go up against Sentinels, to have the chance to win against them, I think the key is to not allow Sentinels to draw them out of their comfort comfort zone. And Icebox is one of those maps where I can see G2 actually feeling more anchored.
And it's a lovely map to see a Jet duel. That is what we're here for. We have to wait until map 2. Maybe not really. I feel like for G2, it's kind of like a coin flip. I mean, to me, Icebox all the time is always like a coin flip. But I would say it's a shaky map for Sentinel, so it's a good battlefield for them.
Well, Haven will be our third and final map if we make it there.
This is my favorite map from Sentinel.
Look, Sentinels went 13-6 against 100 Thieves on here. Sick on the Phoenix. I feel like this is one of those only teams you're really going to see Phoenix get played substantially. Sick on the Phoenix on this map is sick. I mean, it's absolutely was so much fun to watch. And I think that if we do get to a map 3, G2 will be feeling the heat there.
Oh, please, Lord, let us get to map 3.
Oh, I know.
Actually, that was the coded that we saw. I really like also the fact that they have changed Dapper to the Killjoy there. It gives them a lot more of ground control, I would feel. And we're going into the big map. But please, G2, take us to map 3.
Yep, well, again, it starts on split, so we'll see if they can get anything done there. Well, of course, we expect Sentinels to be the favorite team on that map, a favorite of theirs. Let's start talking about agents. Kakuki, you already tipped your cap to the fact that they have swapped Dapper most recently from the Cypher.
Sorry, it was the other way around.
Other way around, from KJ over to the Cypher.
Yeah, this happens. And it's not only that, they've also swapped the race for the Reyna, even more looking for the duels. We mentioned G2 is very good at trading. Is that going to pay off against such a strong Reyna? We'll see.
Yeah, that's definitely one to wait and find out. Yeah, it's usually the Astra, Cypher, Jet, Reyna, and Sage that they've been going for most recently. Split is Sentinel's third most played map.
Sustenance.
So definitely one that they're going to be feeling comfortable on.
What's that?
But yeah, that double duelist, I think, for me,
Sorry, I needed some sustenance. I have a colonoscopy on the 16th, 14th.
Sentinel's third most played map, but it's actually one of the lesser played maps here so far at Masters Berlin.
So,
only,
no matter what I eat, I don't feel full because of this fucking stupid-ass diet I have to be on for a week before.
To remind our viewers where we feel the most integral elements of the map play are, how those agent picks will play into control over both sides as well as mid.
Yeah, I feel like here, if Sentinels just keep playing with the Astra, that gives them a lot of ground control. I would really like Zoms there. I am expecting that change from Avova also into jumping in the Astra. We saw it yesterday on Haven. That is something that I want to see again as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've said a couple of times on the desk over the course of the last few
He's
days,
a lefty.
I'm not a fan of the fact that EU typically have been less hot on the Astra since the nerf. Yeah, there we go, there we go. I haven't been a fan of the fact that EU in Stage 3 have been more in the Omen camp than the Astra camp, and it's been really nice recently to see them start to, entertain it.
Yeah, but we're more like double controller instead of double duelist. I really like it. I mean, if we saw a Viper here as well, I'd die.
Well, we've got a Viper on this side of Sentinels.
Yeah, Dapper is not going to be playing a Cypher or a KJ in this instance. He's going
my God, I'm
the
dying. I love it. Oh God, this is so good from Sentinels. I love it. This is
I'm a fan.
For me. I'm missing some maybe flashes, but I get it that they love the double duelist.
Oh come on, it's Tens. Do they need flashes? Like Tens, he just needs to use his leer. That's it. They're sorted, mate.
You're gonna win all the peaks anyway. Yeah, who needs a flash? Either way, the energy in this building right now is electric. I know the players and the teams are feeling it. The agents are locked in. The map is prepped. Our casters, Pansy and Hypoc, are ready to go. Let's head up to them now to head into map 1.
You are not wrong at all, Dash. This atmosphere in here coming in today, it's been palpable. The thought of this match.
My guy has a full sweatsuit on. He's got a jogging suit, pants. He looks like Sinbad when he used to do his stand-up in the early 90s.
Alone has caught your attention.
It has, yeah. And I think some of the key things we're talking about, obviously, where Sentinels excel really in terms of that mid-round kind of those audible calls and being able to pivot back to wherever else they're able to find an opening. Avova switching onto the Astra here, which is something previously they've dabbled.
He's got an unbelievable amount of swag.
I think that's going to be a key component to look at for G2. Again, there's a couple of other changes here. Kellogg's back on the Jet. Previously, we saw him dabble with the Reyna, and also Coldamental on the Killjoy. So, couple of changes here. We've got to question the prep behind that, Lauren.
We do, and of course, we've seen the Viper as well. Definitely caught the attention of the desk, so no need to linger on it, because we are into the game. And Sentinels on the attacking side, the returning Reykjavik champions looking hot to trot, and G2, the unlikely boys who are going to have to prove something monstrous here. Awaken the beast that has truly been just sealed away. We've got to see what they can bring. Round 1 already started up. Sentinels having a look towards that A side.
Actually, straight away, the wall in place to prevent that cross into heaven, at least. Have to give some information away. Nuki going to be called upon here with the frenzy, actually. Ignores the dash, but 10 still finds the opening. Sentinels trying to carve their way into A side right now, and Mixwell left to nothing but inside screen. That is not going to go up, and that's going to
Caster, that caster.
More control over the center.
The guy.
The spike is planted.
I got his fucking jogging suit, dude.
Springboard back in. Shazam does not care for it. He's leaning forward, catches
I said check out his jogging suit here in a second. Will they flashback after this round's over?
Side, that flank that will be coming in. We saw it slowly building with a Vova over that side, but he's got support. He's got Kellogg's here as well. But Sentinels, boys, they're a little different. They just don't miss. This is clean. The only one to draw blood so far is a Vova. That's 2. But there's an army in the way. This isn't going to happen. 8 HP. The dream's dead. Tens has got it. That's the first. Sentinels pick up where they left off.
Actually, G2 in my eyes, the correct formation to deal with that, right? The only problem being Nuki kind of stuck there. Once the execution comes through, being on the raids, there's no real get out of jail free card right there. It's a one and done, and he didn't deliver on that front. So Sentinel's able to capitalize on that opening fairly easily. See if G2 throw anything into this.
Was the volume good?
Sheriff, but
let me know if I need to turn it up.
Across the board, see if they stack up and try and get a little bit aggro. Looking at 4 players actually towards
nothing.
A, but Spike leaning B side, and there's 2 members outside garage here. So Coldamenta will be called upon here, or at least Tommy Turret. We'll give that information away. Tens and sick.
Say Tommy Turret.
Information gone on the back of it. They will retrieve the elsewhere, again, there's 2 players creeping through mid as well.
Yeah, that's been catching my eye, and look at all the attention G2's putting it this way. They're about to get crunched on this. Poor Colamenta. Very unfavorable scenario for him as Sentinels. Lovely start, very clean, and I want to see how they fare in these anti-ecos, I guess you could say. I mean, we have a Shorty and a Sheriff, not much else. This should be 5 alive. If you're looking at Sentinels as expectations, I mean, most of us, if we're being reasonable, probably chose between maybe Gambit, if you're more of an EMEA fan, NA, looking at Sentinels here, and if you're a bit weird like me, I go 100 Thieves. But these boys are the real deal. And as you can see, so far 5 standing, and Kellogg's is your last one there. Not going to get any bonuses there at all. Prime Gaming flawless, 2nd round. Sentinels looking sharp, and this isn't a surprise to us yet. This is going half of the course.
Absolutely, and again, nothing really, gained by G2 in terms of how these first 2 rounds have played out. I think actually Sentinels are going to look to obviously capitalize on this, on the SMGs here, maybe stack up for a full-on site here early on. G2 going to be called upon very early in this round. Again, I don't want to see them lean too heavily forward. This time looks like spread pretty thin. It's only Mixwell in the minute towards screens on A. It's double stack towards B tower, actually, with a Vova down towards Garage. But Sentinel spread across as well. Kellogg's going to be called upon in mid here.
Okay, gets out. Might play Nuki a little. Didn't quite get the pickup he wanted, and damage not quite being done until then. Coldamenta going to draw blood over by Mailroom, and they are actually greeting the challenge in towards middle, keeping them just to arm's length, maybe just far enough for those rifles to ring through. But bear in mind, statistically speaking, and just by every account statistically, and any way you want to look at this, G2 should be able to convert this round, but those SMGs, when brought up nice and close, if they can keep pressuring mid, can still do damage. Now again, this pressure is between Nuki and Kellogg's.
Kellogg's actually backed all the way away from this, and Six still forcing his way in here, actually getting way, way closer. Vova has to be called upon for a gravity well there. And Sentinel's closing the distance here. It's going to be really difficult. Kellogg's is down to 2 HP.
Yeah, this is good though. Nice aim from him, but now he's under severe scrutiny. He's going to be eventually found. Vova's got his back though, and this is good trading. Dapper, great work, big damage. Wants to pressure CT, why not get in there? Get in their faces! Nuki, he's got it. There's one back, as they needed to stop the rot. You don't want to see that bonus round being converted. That's when a spiral could occur.
Yeah, again, one more weapon there. I'm a little more concerned for G2, but majority stand. Sentinels forced to reinvest. Yeah, it's interesting to see, again, that slow kind of progression through mid, again, trying to cut down the distance, make the most of those SMGs. G2 well positioned to handle that, though. Again, Sentinels, this time actually, though, 3 members over towards A main. Again, Mixwell the only one on A site for G2. Be very careful here. Again, the Viper wall up. Sick actually opens up straight away onto Kellogg's.
Look, you can get away with that against others, but the aim on the Sentinel side is just unrelenting. Mixwell's going to have to deal with this as well now. Ten's on the other side. He knows what's around that corner, but he's got Nookie by his side, so it's not so bad just yet. Actually, even gets to back away. Lovely utility work, but does he dare double down? Nookie wants it, sticks around for it. This isn't bad, but this is still such a bloody battle as Sick wins that final fight, and now suddenly the site is open, ready for the taking of 3v2. And there's going to be the ult to just allow that ferrying of the spike across safely.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a comfortable plant inside the Viper's pit. Over in Coldamenta. Really, really difficult for them to break through here, especially with Zom's position so deep. Actually gives them a pocket just behind on site, really, to play from. The wall as well across elbow. This is a tough retake for them.
Oh, you think about the utility that's just been flooded in. They can just sit the time ticking so favorably towards Sentinels. Avova shows where he is now. Pulls attention, but shows that he's also off it. Dips away, but that allows Coldamenta. Finds a bit of space towards Dapper, but bear in mind there is one player who is the safety net, but that is going to be Zoms. Has to give away position, but he will get Avova. That's exactly what the doctor ordered. As Zoms, the swishest safety net so far.
Actually, investment of the ultimate there as well. Very, very late into that. It's just desperation to maybe create some pocket of safety on site to get a defuse through, but without the half at that point. It's the problem the first time, like I said, Sentinel stacking 3 up here, so kind of Nookie coming across to rotate. Mixwell obviously put in grave danger behind the wall. Again, if they can stack up like this,
yeah, William.
I think Sentinels really, time and time again, can condition G2 to lean a couple of players towards that. And look at it now, on the back of that previous round, they've got Kellogg's there, Coldamenta switched out, Mixwell now again looking for control around the orb. So Nookie put in a position where he'll have a lot of pressure if he tries to even stop this cross into Mail.
We were that shirt yesterday and today.
Again, G2 have a couple of bits and pieces. Mixwell and Nookie getting the Spectres, a couple of Sheriffs to supplement, but it's very light in comparison, of course, to Sentinels, who are sitting quite flush. Shaz on the Spectre, the rest all locked and loaded, but maybe feeling out what they're coming up against. No real rush on this one yet. Yes, the wall's invested, and Ten's showing a little leg, but it's not too much to worry about just yet. 58 seconds, and there's the first contact. Sick with a comfortable opening, looking like they want to get towards B now. Take that space that's been given and allow Tens that freedom to roam a little further forward, clear the site. And you can already see those defensive lines are starting to build up around this site.
Be fun, so I've got to win next turn.
Good awareness by Kellogg's, at least to the possibility. Coldamenta actually good for the trade. One weapon retrieved at least in mid, but how much more they can do in this round. Sentinels with a man advantage, and it's tough to break through here with 2 SMGs. Coldamenta can even get out of that smoke, actually. Sick for a moment glanced away, and actually Coldamenta finds one.
Yeah, but it's instantly traded. That's the beauty there of Tens coming around, but it is going to be found again by Nookie, so there's a bit of a back and forth here, but Mixwell,
what a wall.
Just saying get out for it, as Tens is just locked in the back of the site, and Zoms is the one to shut it out. This is comfortable from Sentinels. Yes, a couple of kills here and there, but I'm looking at rounds now. This is not a comfy map for G2. If you look statistically, sure, you may look at it on first glance and go, oh, that's okay. But think, outside that one game they played recently, it's all been relatively far in the past. This has not been a map that they sit on, so this is a gorgeous take. On your screen. They're feeling themselves. They're pumped up, and why not? This is the first step on the stage for them. They have to reclaim that reputation that obviously followed them off the back of Reykjavik. They're the #1. And again, I've not seen a team look so comfortable with the target on their back as they do.
Shazam actually going to pop. Blade Storm up the rip here. Kellogg's actually with the operator online. He's over towards B main here. Nookie invests the showstopper, but nothing on the other side of it. That's a lot of utility getting sent out here by Nookie just to try and slow down this push or try and regain some control.
Nice,
Actually, Tens will find 2 there. Tens and Zoms.
Yeah, that's so well done by Nookie. Finally taking a little bit of, I guess, proactive play towards middle, even though he's been pretty much dictated to by that man. Even just the audio cue forced his hand earlier on, and now Shazam is not done yet. He still has to do some more, because Dapper just got caught off trying to play up towards A. Can Shaz do something miraculous here?
Shaz.
It's time to go. Has to find the player just around that corner. He knows what he's got to do. And no, it's not worked out well. Coldamenta, lovely play there. Very calm and collected.
The problem here, again, Dapper, we've seen him in another situation. Coldamenta this time around waiting there Obviously, anticipating that lurk, that's going to be the big problem for G2. If they can actually spread thin enough where they can greet this presence in mid, they can maintain control and look to Kellogg's on the operator to do that towards B Garage at least. But Dapper is going to be a constant threat throughout this half. And actually, Sentinels now. Sheriff's across the border, Stinger. On the side of Dapper.
Went real Australian on that. Stinger.
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 A bit sharky out here today.
But we'll see what it looks like. This is a... I think we've got 4 Sheriffs. So a little bit of a Shiko here. Yeah, maybe they can punish these closer angles. But G2 well aware, of course, of the economy. Maybe not the Stinger, so going to have to respect that. And it's a little deeper. Make it hard work. The Sentinels do at least get a little bit of ground gain towards that A site. But Coldamenta still just happy to sit back. Sam away. Not too many worries just yet. How much room is Shaz going to be given here? That's what makes me nervous.
This is what I'm talking about. Kellogg's being in position with the operator to greet kind of the other side of this play. And that's on the back of that contact on A, right? So absolutely can't fault Zoms for trying to find something in there, but that's what I'm looking for G2, is remaining composed, keeping that structure and formation on the defensive half.
They could overwhelm here so easily, though. Yeah, there it is. That's the problem. There it is,
My word.
Welcome to NA Valorant, boys. It hits different out here. That's an op now gone. They've got the site to themselves. Keep in mind, Shaz was holding that rotation too. They're going to be so aware of where people are. Shaz can now get that spike plant. They're going to be getting the res back up. It's all 5 standing now against 3. And this is just panic stations galore. Oh, look at this play coming out. Dapper is just a rock for this side. And you had no right getting this round, but it looks like it's theirs unless Coldamenta wants to clutch this one out. A 1v3 now presented. And he's got to get this done, but it ain't easy, and it's not going to happen. Dapper Sentinels. What a way to turn it around.
And this is the problem. You talk about the composure for G2, but you give Sentinels an inch, they will
4
take a
Sheriffs.
mile. And that was just systematically breaking down the weaker sides of G2's defense. And Ten's in perfect position to punish Kellogg's there. It's just insane to watch that. And that's the thing, as soon as those weapons come through, even with the lockdown.
I love this. Look at it, look at it.
Oh, no.
Oh, yo, shout out to camera, which everyone caught. They're like, okay, fine.
We're gonna get some good B-roll.
Yeah, no, we are. Find the one killing, find the one real sound. There it is, gorgeous. We do have a timeout. And that's going to be a tilter as well. That's around where you're like, okay, well, they've got a Stinger, a couple of Sheriffs. Okay, we'll just play this pretty chill, sit back, sit deep. Maybe don't ego challenge people like Tens, don't just sit on angle.
Not usually advisable, no.
There's like a safety, warning on it, like, do not do this, you know what I mean? Like, again, I think something that we talked about throughout, the regular season leading into this was the mechanical ability of some of the North American
those share
players.
shots are ridiculous.
It does push pretty high, and they are able to bring that out whenever required, and I think we're seeing a little taste of it here. I'm not saying it wouldn't have happened to other teams. This is not a stronghold for G2, if we're going to be sensible about this, which I'm sure chat and everyone at home watching are being sensible, right? We're not,
obviously.
We're not overly getting into it, right? We wouldn't lean into that.
No chance.
No chance. Could not
be. Daddy, I'm letting
no,
me
again,
the
I think
fish.
this is going to be a stark awakening
I'm gonna let him eat the
for
fish,
G2
Daddy.
here. And maybe it's going to be hard to bound back. Again, this is a map that I will say should go to Sentinels. So again, how do they then fire it back up without getting a little down in the dumps? Because you can see it, they're out of their chairs. They are happy to get in their heads.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the key thing here is we're really, yes, they were tested the other day versus F4Q, but G2 now have to prove to us that they're able to innovate and adapt on the fly, because Sentinels are one of the quickest to pivot one way or the other. And again, all credit to Shazam on that front in terms of the in-game leadership. But take a look at this round now. Sentinels much slower in approach. 3 over towards A main here. Spike sat comfortably with Zoms and Kellogg's with the Blade Storm, actually. Not given anything. Sentinels are anticipating. G2 pushing forward, making the most of this lesser purchase, but
That's a new bear.
will be forced back now. Shazam creeping ever closer towards Nuki. Might get caught there, actually. Damn, a rare miss from him.
Well, uncharacteristic, but Tens has still been let off the leash.
Boxes
Chaz still watching for that reaggress, catches it too. Nuki.
Daddy, how do you get him?
Sentinels are just too aware of this, and Tens has complemented comfortably. This is looking like they're trying to find those little gaps in the approach, and they're just not being presented. Shazam's like, well, I've seen what you're up to, I get the idea, but it's not happening here, boys. A 4v1 over, and a Spectre.
Baird. There.
I mean, I've over no real option but to try and find an exit here, but expect Sentinels to be in place to greet him wherever he decides to show his face.
Let's turn left. Oh, you turn into massive mode.
And again, this is the immediate response based on Kellogg's obviously creeping a little further down mid. That information is relayed by Zoms, and right away they're positioned.
Game now, Daddy.
10 tier and an upgrade.
Daddy, are you playing this game now?
No, I'm not playing any game.
To remove this from him.
I don't know how strong the economy is right now for Sentinels. I didn't actually take note of that, so I wonder how much they're willing to chase this down and get it out of his hands. I see 2 of them already exiting, getting far away, so they should be safe enough. Maybe just leaving 1 to chase.
It's only girls.
Over's just fine. So yeah, no real threats beyond that. Rifle should be kept on either side. Yeah, so Op still in play for Shaz as well. So Zoms and Shaz keeping hold of that so they can at least keep that economy nice and healthy, and filtering that back through. And G2, well,
it's only girls on that team.
Shocker for Mixwell. As a start, not normally something we often say or see. He's normally a bit of a rock for the side, bit of that safe pair of hands, but he's been a little absent.
Good observation, Wesley.
Yeah, and the thing I want to see from G2 here is them become a little more decisive, a little more proactive with some of this early territory control, because A-main's effectively being given up right now, and Sentinels are able to sit there, and the problem with Dapper doing this wall every single round, sitting behind it, there's that constant paranoia builds of how many people are stacked up behind that.
Okay, let's see how brave you're going to get, because we've seen the difference of when Kellogg's is having a good performance too, something that he's not had a chance to yet, really. Nuki's been doing quite nicely at holding through here, but this time he's got Shaz working up with the op. Oh, this is bursty as well. Hold on, this is going to be real pacey. 10s, man. Who needs any further flashes when you've got him and that Lear? Sick has his back, but it's over to isolate the first. Capitalized on the second, and it ain't over yet. G2 still holding strong, but Shazam is the only one to find success, and that's in middle. So now look what remains. Shazam and Dapper. And if G2, if you fumble this one, you're going to be in the bin for it. But Dapper's going to take the time to maybe investigate a little deeper. Say, Shaz, hold on, give me a sec. I'm at work. Let me get some work done. Because keep in mind, I don't think Kellogg's is going to be considering this for a second or two. There's going to be that internal clock. Wow, he's actually already thinking about it. Dapper. Yeah, well done, Kellogg's. Great decision-making there. And G2 actually hold it down. I saw a world there where Sentinels were about to slice them apart.
I think, again, Dapper going a little deeper than he maybe should have. I'd love to play with the Viper's Pit, throw down a little distraction on site, try and find that kill within spawn, but at the point you're walking towards stairs, you've got to think maybe there's a possibility they're tucked in there, trying to maintain this spike control. But just coming back to this Kellogg's point, we talk about the composition here, and the other day what we called into question was kind of that support system behind Kellogg's, right? How do we enable him? How do we get him online? And this here, I mean, what does he have? It's the operator. It's almost kind of this. He has to be self-sufficient.
I want to see if he gets punished this time, because he's been going for this peak a couple of times now. Shaz is looking for, I guess, something out this way. Maybe starting to read into this, but look who's around the corner. Mixwell, are you trying to find an angle on that? This is just pixels apart here. The spray, it's not beautiful, but it does find intended target. Shaz, though, this man's on a mission. Take down Heaven control. Can't quite get it that time, though. Nuki, once again, steadfast, holds Heaven. Look at that spike.
Yeah, my eyes go straight towards him over here. Obviously, Sick does have that wall to get himself safe passage. And that's it, the Cosmic Divide going to come up as well. Just to make absolutely sure. Elsewhere, Nuki will find 10s, but again, it's just to allow Sick and Zoms access to B site here. Avova tucked up behind, and Goldamenta in hell. Now a 2v4. Ultimate's available for G2 as well.
Yeah, plenty to work with here.
Placing sentry.
Now we wait patiently for that playback through. They're already quite close here. G2 just around this corner. Sick and Zoms. One back site, one towards main. The first challenge. It falls, no trade. Kellogg's is going to go down. There's nothing more. It's Nuki. Great round from Nuki there, and a couple of the others chiming in well, but I've got to say it, between, in my mind, Avova and Nuki right now, we have the pillars that are keeping G2 competitive in this.
Yeah, and again, I mean, Avova is synonymous with playing that anchor role, and time again, he's able to bail G2 out. But in this series, he's really going to be tested, right? And we've seen it a couple of times now. Sentinels, they're testing the water, they're dipping the toes elsewhere, and they have such a good read on when to hit these rotations, right? When to catch G2 out, create their own gap almost to the defense. And this is another perfect example. Yes, head count maybe is a consideration to make here, but G2 remain composed on the retake, and they only leave one.